have never been afraid of being alone. It is the silence that unnerves me, the kind that crawls under your skin and stays there. That is exactly what I felt the moment I stepped into the Whispering Pines cabin. I found it deep in the woods of Rookhaven Ridge, miles from the nearest trail. It looked like it had been left there to rot. The roof sagged and the wood had turned black with age. There were no birds, no crickets, no wind, just silence. I do not know why I went inside. Maybe it was curiosity or stupidity. The door creaked like it was screaming at me to turn back. Inside, the air was stale and heavy, thick with the smell of damp wood and something else. Something metallic. The first thing I noticed was the chair. It sat in the corner facing the doorway like it had been waiting for me. As I moved closer, I saw the scratches. Long deep gouges carved into the armrests, like someone had gripped it too hard. On the table there was a journal, its pages yellowed and curled at the edges. I opened it carefully, afraid it might fall apart. The handwriting was messy, frantic. The name John was scrawled on the inside cover. The first few entries seemed harmless enough. Notes about chopping wood, hunting. But as I flipped through, the tone changed. The whispers started again last night. They are louder now. I cannot sleep. It watches me from the trees. I hear it in the walls. I shut the journal and put it back on the table. The air felt colder, heavier. I told myself it was just the power of suggestion. That reading about someone else's fear was messing with my head. But then I heard it. A faint creak from above. I froze. There should not have been anything above me. The roof had caved in long ago, leaving the cabin with nothing but its four walls and a single room. But there it was. A deliberate, steady creak, like footsteps moving across old floorboards. I shone my flashlight upward. Nothing. Just cobwebs and beams that looked like they could collapse at any moment. But the sound did not stop. It moved, slow and deliberate, circling above me. "Hello?" I called out, my voice shaking. The creaking stopped. For a moment, I let myself believe it was over. That maybe it was just the wind or some animal. But then I heard the whispers. They were faint at first, like someone mumbling just out of earshot. I could not make out the words, but they were everywhere. Around me, inside me. I backed toward the door, heart pounding. But when I grabbed the handle, it would not move. The door was stuck, like something was holding it shut. The whispers grew louder, swirling like a storm. Then the chair moved. It rocked once, slow and steady, and then stopped. I stared at it, my breath catching in my throat. The whispers stopped too, replaced by something worse. A voice. It came from the corner, deep and guttural, like it was scraping its way out of a throat that had not spoken in years. "Why, are you here?" I turned to run, but the door still would not budge. Behind me, the voice laughed, low and cold. I did not dare look back, but I could feel it. Something standing there, watching me. Then the laughter stopped, replaced by footsteps. They were slow at first, then faster, closing the distance between us. In a panic, I remembered the trapdoor. I had seen it earlier, half hidden beneath an old rug near the fireplace. I yanked the rug aside and pulled on the wooden handle. The trapdoor groaned open, revealing a dark, narrow tunnel. I did not think. I just climbed in, slamming the door shut behind me. The tunnel was tight, barely wide enough for me to crawl. My flashlight flickered, casting shadows that looked like hands reaching out from the walls. The whispers followed me, louder now. echoing off the dirt like they were crawling right behind me. Then I felt it. A hand on my ankle. I kicked and scrambled forward, the tunnel narrowing around me. My flashlight went out, plunging me into darkness. I could still feel the hand, cold and claw-like, scraping at my leg. And then it spoke again, this time right next to my ear. "You cannot leave." I screamed and pushed forward, the dirt cutting into my hands and knees. Finally, I felt fresh air, cool and sharp. I clawed my way out of the tunnel and into the forest, gasping for breath. But the forest was not the same. The trees looked wrong, twisted, their branches reaching toward me like skeletal fingers. My legs burned as I ran, not stopping until I saw the faint glow of my car's headlights in the distance. I did not look back. When I finally got home, I collapsed on the floor, shaking. That was when I noticed the marks. They were on my arms. Thin, branching scars that had not been there before. They looked like the trees from the forest, etched into my skin. It has been weeks, and they have not faded. Sometimes, when I am alone at night, I hear the whispers again, and I know it is still watching me,